It can be so frustrating for couples who want to start a family when they can't conceive. Dr. Moshe Perez joins us from Boca Raton Community Hospital to answer your questions about some of the breakthroughs in reproduction, but also when it's a problem, when you're trying to have a baby naturally and you can't. Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure.
Very sensitive and emotional for couples, isn't it? In fact, how many couples do have trouble having a baby?
It's estimated about 6 million couples in the United States have problem having a child, and that represents about 10 to 15% of women or couples in the reproductive age group.
When does the couple say, okay, we need to get some outside help?
It really depends on the age of the individual. If somebody's under the age of 35, they can wait about a year. If they're over 35 to 40, it's about 6 months. Over the age of 40, you should really see a fertility specialist very quickly. Within 3 months of trying, they should see a fertility specialist.
Is there ever a time when somebody's a certain age where you like perhaps over 40 just talk to a specialist immediately?
It's not a bad idea, but it's always good to give it a couple of months. Certainly if somebody has history of irregular periods, somebody who has history of pelvic infection, patients who have history of previous operations. These are triggers for seeing the fertility specialist even earlier than recommended.
Do at-home ovulation tests work? We got several calls on this from viewers, if those tests are in fact successful.
They're actually quite accurate, and many times in the process of utilizing treatments such as insemination, we do use these ovulation kits at home, and it's much easier for us and really takes off a lot of the stress associated with the treatment.
You have seen some giant steps forward in helping couples conceive, and it must be so satisfying. What's perhaps one of the biggest breakthroughs recently that people should know about?
Well, certainly our ability to predict the quality of the embryos when we do in vitro fertilization, and therefore transfer only 1 or 2 embryos rather than transferring a larger number of embryos, which would entail maybe a multiple pregnancy. I
see. And now you talked about freezing eggs, that you can freeze eggs these days. I mean, that's been going on for a while, but that's much more successful now, isn't it, in terms of shelf life?
Yes, the egg itself has always been a challenge to freeze. Unlike sperm, which had been frozen for quite a long time, the egg was always an enigma and a challenge. And the reason for that, it's the largest cell in the body. It has quite a lot of water, and in the process of freezing, ice crystal will form within the eggs, which will actually have the potential of damaging the egg. With new techniques of rapidly freezing the eggs, plunging into the liquid nitrogen, you actually have a much better chance of the egg surviving.
Well, that's music to the ears of so many women out there, too, who perhaps are undergoing some type of treatment. Generally, it's for cancer that can freeze their eggs.
Correct.
What is the success rate when you're doing these procedures?
With the egg freezing, it's estimated that 4 out of 10 eggs which are frozen would actually survive the freezing process. And out of those, you can maybe generate 3 embryos. So there are only a few hundred cases of live birth as a result of egg freezing and thawing and utilizing for in vitro fertilization in the whole world. So the success rate so far appears to be about 40%.
It's encouraging news. Thank you, Dr. Moshe Perez, for your time today. Boca Raton Community Hospital sponsors our expert for our segment and is also the sponsor of Ask the Doctor. Back with more in just a moment.